Who that family? Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and who that too.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
We got very unorganized. We just didn't continue to play offensively. We've had that problem before, and it was bad today.
You had 38 assists. You continued what you were doing in the two-game winning streak prior to that. You mentioned that offense got a little stagnant in the fourth quarter, and that allowed Portland to cut into the lead.
Yeah, no question. I mean, we just didn't play the way we had played the whole game. It was like we were trying to run the clock out. We've talked about that before. You can't. You got to get the ball down the floor and play the game, and we did not do it.
I mean, was that the biggest thing you saw was just, stagnancy on the offensive end?
On the offensive end, and then they were hitting shots on the defensive end, obviously. They hit some big ones. I thought the crusher was we got help on Lillard's drive, kicked it out to Rodney Hood, he missed it, and then Lillard gets the offensive rebound and they hit a three. Inexcusable.
Yeah, and this is something we've talked about, multiple times this year. Just what do you think it is about your team, blowing these double-digit leads in some of these games throughout the year?
Well, everybody blows double-digit leads. I guarantee it happened 5 or 6 times today. So it happens all the time. That's not the issue. It's the last 6 minutes of the game, to me, that we just quit playing. It wasn't like we were moving the ball, doing a great job, missing good shots. We just stood around. That's the issue. I'm not, obviously it ends up in blowing the lead, but that's too simplistic. Sometimes you get shots and they just don't go in. That wasn't the case tonight. We just didn't move the ball and execute offensively.
Is that a communication issue? Is that an understanding issue? How do you kind of...
We've had games where we finished, as you know, where we finished really, really strong, and so I don't know what it is. But we didn't do it today.
Christian, go ahead. In the past, when you've had teams that did struggle with late game execution, are there ways you can fix it besides just going through it in games together?
You fix it by doing what you're supposed to do in games, and we've just got to be a lot better. Look, guys, I'd love to have the answer for you. I don't have it right now.
Yeah, and Dame is obviously extremely difficult to deal with in those late game situations. I guess, what was the decision making for you guys? Whether to put Lonzo on them, whether to put Bledsoe on them. You guys were switching it up a little bit in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we were just trying different people. We were trying to switch his pick and rolls. You can't get within 3 feet of him. That's a problem. He had the one where he just stopped and then fell down, and so they gave him the call. There was no foul there. we've also, that will help us at the end of close games when our guys get older and establish themselves more and start to get some of the calls that Dame gets.
For all things Pelicans, man, you're now tuned into the Pelican Post-Game Report. Big ups to the flock. Thank y'all for joining us for this installment of the Pelican Post-Game Report. Coming at you guys kind of late, but man, what a game, a game, a game. And let me tell you something, fam. I'm not happy about it. I was, pissed off to the highest level of pistivity. But the reality at the end of the day is that the Pelicans, man, blow a big lead to ultimately fall in Portland. And I'm not happy about it at all. I'm upset mostly about it, dealing with B.I., his stupid, dumb, unintelligible shot selection toward the back end of the game, the ridiculous, unforgivable 2 free throws missed at the back end of the game. Lonzo took a really terrible step back 3-pointer. Eric Bledsoe, ridiculous blocked attempt at the cup. I mean, just absolute. Take your pick. Take your pick of the comedy of errors that occurred in this game. And then, of course, the godless, ill-gotten, damn, dirty, lizard-back, slithery, dirty, underhanded, silver can, trash can-ass referees with several mysterious, stupid, dirty, corrupt calls toward the game at the back end that ultimately served to help create the slide and help the slide with the Pelicans, including a ridiculous push in the back call that Carmelo pushed Jackson Hayes in the back. Should have been the tech. That was called as a regular foul. That was unforgivable, ridiculous, and stupid. The call that was made on Zion Williamson as he was scrambling for the ball was ridiculous and stupid. And several other plays in this game that was ridiculous. So the Pelicans helped the Portland Trailblazers beat them in this game as they reverted back to the stupidity. They had this team crushed, but went back to the stupid, ill-forsaken, unintelligent basketball that they've distributed and shown throughout this year. It's just unforgivable how they lost this game. And they had this game. You cannot and will not be a threat in the NBA if you cannot maintain leads in this matchup. So with that being said, I'm going to give my dog DC an opportunity to chime in because I said a lot right there. And I mean it. Brandon Ingram that was absolutely terrible. How the hell do you make $158 million and you can't even hit clutch free throws? If you hit those free throws, your team win the matchup. Then the expressions on these players' faces after the boobery is even unforgivable. NAW fumbling the ball out of bounds. This is absolutely ridiculous, man. There's a goddamn elementary school team could beat this team. If you played this terrible on the back end of the games, you had 4 minutes to play to hold the game and win, and you gave them every advantage to win this game at the end. Every advantage. Missed free throws, turnovers in inopportune times, and fouls on the three-point line from a dumbass Eric Bledsoe. I am absolutely upset and pissed off about the Pelicans and how they continue to exhibit and fall down in these goddamn games. DC, I'm going to open up the floor to you before we get into statistics, my friend.
Man, you said a mouthful there, bro, but I can't disagree, man. I'm almost in shock. It was disbelief, but at the same time, it's swirling around the back of my head. It's like, well, it's kind of what the Pelicans do. We show extremely high potential, and then we show our extremely low floor. They just happen to do it all in one game this time, instead of stretching it out over a period of 2 games.
Absolutely
so
ridiculous.
We played excellent basketball for 3 quarters again, and then got to the 4th quarter and just collapsed, man. So this is something we've seen before. I don't know what the simple answer is for it. It was very, very disappointing. I can't even find the right words. I just had to go with disappointing because that's what just rolled off my tongue. But it's almost unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
As you're watching Portland go on this run. I mean, during that run, Stan Van Gundy called one timeout. I'd have liked to see more adjustments. I'm not going to put this loss on him, but I just couldn't believe that we played that bad in the fourth quarter. And then to get down in the last seconds of the game, it's almost like I don't know if we're afraid. I don't know if people have other intentions of maybe just not succeeding. I don't know if we just don't understand in those situations because we're young. I don't know what it is, man, but it's like they play excellent basketball and then they get into a situation where, okay, you got to put the dumb shots away right now. These possessions are crucial. You got to maximize every possession. You got the lead, so you want to run all of the clock before you shoot the ball because you have the lead. And we jacking up shots with like a minute and 30 seconds left. I didn't understand the crazy shots. Well, he ain't had a lot of them, but Bledsoe, he made some boneheaded moves down the stretch.
Wow.
Ultimately, with the foul, how do you foul Dame Lillard, man? How do you?
Unforgivable.
I mean, if
Man.
he make it, he make
He
it. All
makes
right.
it right.
But how the hell do you foul him and send him to the line? Like he's not gonna miss them. So I mean, and then Bi starts jacking up shots. Lonzo Ball, he only had that one step back three. That was still a crazy shot. Uh, I think that was the main culprits. But the thing that really pisses me off more than anything, how the hell does Zion have a career high in assists and we not give him the ball earlier in those possessions? Y'all know he's gonna double him. Y'all know they're gonna double him. Get him the ball earlier, let him bring it up. Allow them to double and let him everything feed off of him. It's ironic to me that when that happens, we don't have these weird plays where Zion turns the ball over or he's trying to get possession of the ball and he had the ball first and the referee called a foul for a loose ball foul and Zion had that ball. I don't know how that worked, but that's what happened. And just the stupidity, man, the stupidity of like the NAW play. Like how in the hell, like I like NAW. Thought he had an excellent game. But how in the hell is he even on the court at this point in the game? I guess what for the free throws, maybe. But I don't think he earned that much that fast to even for you to get the inbound with 5 seconds left. The guy that just started getting minutes maybe 3-4 games ago, and we pretty much was handcuffing him before that. I don't know what lineup we should have went with, but I know if the game is on the line and I got to get an inbound for somebody to take the last shots, I do know it shouldn't be NAW, not at this point. And he showed you why. Too much pressure right now for that guy getting back into the swing of things. I don't think he even should have been in that situation.
Yeah,
So it's just a lot of things, man. That didn't sit well with me going down the stretch. It's obvious we need better understanding. We need more coaching and more focus on those situations. And then Stan Van Gundy's like give him a little bit of a pass with everything that's going on with the defense and all the other stuff. I honestly believe that I don't even think they really practice scenarios like that much. Focusing on all the issues they got with that damn pick and roll defense and when them high screens come, like we don't have an answer for that. When the team has a dynamic point guard or shooting guard, they can light us up. It's almost like Achilles heel for us, man. And it was on full display tonight. Like we knew coming into this game, we got to stop Dame, right? Now, I don't expect us to shut Dame out, but
50
I
points.
think y'all was going to let him get 50.
50
I'm
points.
like, come on, man, that's just embarrassing. Ain't no excuse for that shit. You put up 35 on us or something, even 38 or something like that. Yes,
50 points.
Well, 50, y'all going to let him get 50?
50, half a hundred this man put up on the Pelicans
And
tonight.
ain't gonna win the game down the stretch. Like how the fuck do we do that? When we were up by 17 for like the whole game. Matter of fact, the Blazers never had a lead in this game until the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Insane.
No, it was probably the last minute. Never really even had a lead in the game. We led the whole game. Every time they tried to get in, we made a play. Somewhere at the top of the fourth quarter, in between the top of the fourth quarter and around the 7-minute mark, man, we just fell asleep. Players and Stan Van Gundy coaches included, man. I just had that feeling like they just thought they had it in the bag, man. And when the Portland got to striking distance, they was just as shocked as we were. And we sitting on our couch. They on the court. They was just shocked as we were, though. So we got to do better, man. And we got to understand that it ain't over till it's over. And you got to execute down the stretch and make the smart plays, which is ironic because all they did was make the smart plays all game. Then they go down the stretch and revert the ISO ball bullshit. I'm like, well, we ain't did this all game. Just completely went away from everything that worked the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Because during that stretch, we was doing what was working and we missed a few shots. So now we just going to force stuff. Completely disgusting, bro. And I mean, this is a win. We had this game won. We literally gave them this game. This is worse than the Indiana one. I thought we overcame that. I guess not. Because the Indiana one was bad. This is probably worse because they came from a lot further back.
Pels had this game.
And we still had a chance to finish it.
Pelicans allowed 43 points in the fourth quarter. And then, of course, the calls helped. The low IQ basketball that developed with Ingram, shooting the ball and in opportune times just jacking the ball up, missing of the free throws, Eric Bledsoe's fouls, him getting blocked at the line. He did hit a 3 down the stretch. But, they went away from Zion once again. And then you got B.I. trying to do hero ball. But he can't finish the game or close the game at the free throw line. That's why it's such a better option because Zion was pretty much getting what he want. I think a lot of times you've seen a lot of stuff from the referees. You've seen Covington with his goddamn arms outstretched on picks, on screens, shoving people. That's a foul. Had his arms outstended, pushing them on the foul. That is a foul. The foul, and what was even more egregious was the push in the back by Carmelo Anthony that should have been a technical foul that the referees went and looked at, came back and gave him a regular foul. How was that a regular foul? He shoved him in his back. That should have been a tech. But it was just, it showed that to a degree they was trying to steer the game toward the Pelicans getting a loss against Portland, but the Pelicans fully participated in it, meaning they didn't stop it. B.I. didn't do anything to stop it. He missing free throws from the charity stripe and clutch times. This is a $158 million player. You want the big shit, you want the big nerves, you want the big play hero ball, hit your goddamn free throws, man. I mean, this is a part of the game. You got to win these games like this. You don't have time to keep losing these type of matchups getting toward the back end of the season. And this is a disturbing trend because now we've had enough basketball for them to figure out what they need to do. Allowing Lillard to go for 50 points in this matchup is unforgivable. It is totally ridiculous. And people asking me, Q, is it coaching? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. It is coaching. A lot of it is coaching because if Stan Van Gundy seen Brandon Ingram or anybody else out there playing low-Q basketball, let them know, hey, do this, do that. Instruct them. If you see them struggling, just don't let them be, you see the game going away from what it was when we were dominating. This was domination of the Trailblazers. Then ultimately, the last 5 minutes of the game, they just totally collapsed to this team. They collapsed. This was a self-imposed collapse. They stopped scoring. They stopped playing defense. They stopped hitting charity shots. They just collapsed. And you're absolutely right. Stan Van Gundy is a lot to blame for this. And once again, in the press conference, tells you he don't have no answers. I am tired of Stan Van Gundy telling me in these press conferences that he doesn't have any answers, on why his team is collapsing. Take control or onus of the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game and make sure that these guys are doing what they did that was successful. We just had to play within the flow of the game, have to hit the free throws, the fundamental stuff. Them turning the ball over. I mean, NAW might be a young player, but he's not stupid. When you throw the ball to you, catch the goddamn ball. Don't turn the ball over in clutch moments like that. It's just ridiculous, man. Let's go over the statistics, man. I won't stay up this late with this one. I'm already high to octane right now. 46 of 88 with the statistics from the field for the Pelicans for 52.3%. Trailblazers, 38 of 73. They had 15 less attempts and still came along and beat the Pelicans. They had 38 to their 46 on completions in there. 52% as well. Pelicans, 16 of 33 for 48.5% from downtown. 18 of 43 by Lillard for 42. By Lillard. Most of his shots were from downtown. But if you look at the overall team, they hit 18 3-pointers out of 43 for a 42% percentage. The Trailblazers went to the foul line 31 times tonight. They went to the foul line 31 times tonight and were 31 of 31. Let me repeat that. They got to the line 31 times tonight and were 31 of 31. That is unbelievable. 16 of 20, the Pelicans, 80% from the line. Pelicans out-rebounded the Trailblazers 41 to 32. They out-assisted them almost 40 assists tonight. How do you squander that flow of ball to this team? You had them. 8 to 8 on steals, 3 to 8. Advantage to Trailblazers with the blocks. Turnovers, Pelicans 16 turnovers, points off turnovers 19, 17 for the Trailblazers, 26 off points off turnovers. Fast break points was a killer. 25 of points versus 14 advantaged Blazers. Pelicans dominated the Blazers in the paint, 56-34, largely due to Zion getting his way down there. Pelicans had this team by 17 points. Squandered the game in the last 5 minutes to a team they didn't even have the lead. It just does not make any sense. This is not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to crush this team like you do and then relinquish your hold on the back end because you can't hit free throws. You can't play defense. You can't stop committing turnovers in crucial moments. And, of course, the decision by the play calling by Stan Van Gundy on the back end was egregious as well. So I don't know. DC, you pick whatever you feel would number stick out to you from this team, man. But this is ridiculous. Trailblazers 31 to 31 tonight. They took advantage of every attempt from the free throw line, which goes to show you I always talk about being crucial, hitting those free throws. Go ahead, bro.
The number that stick out to me is 125, 124. I ain't going through these damn stats because this game we had in the bag, man. I'm not even about to do this tit for tat with these stats and talk about what we did good. We saw what happened. The game we would have been doing the Pelicans post game report where we go through the stats and go into the details and go through all of that. The game was the last 30, 40 seconds, the last 2 minutes. We saw it. We know why we lost. We don't need a stat to show us. Look at the damn score. B.I. missed 2 free throws. And ironically, we shot decent for us. I mean, we only missed 4 for the game. 2 of them cost us the game, though. You know what I'm saying? And it's frustrating, man, because every time you think, like, you know what? The Pels might actually do something. They might actually start putting this together. Maybe they're figuring it out. They find a way to swoop down like they swoop down for fish and break your goddamn heart. They swoop down and they'll come back up. Just a pelican that go under the water. Most of them dive and grab some fish and keep on flying. Nah, we dive and fall and tumble, go all under the goddamn water, bro. I ain't never seen a pelican trying to swim, but that's what we be trying to do. We stop flying and we start trying to swim. Maybe we got wrapped up in one of them goddamn blazers, a nice sports coat. Just all our wings got stuck. It don't make no sense, man. It's just they lost this game for stupidity and very common sense plays, man. How do you not box out Dame Lillard and get a rebound. You 6'10", my G.
That how was that even possible? That Dame Lillard
You
got
6'10".
that rebound and
You
kicks it out to
6'10".
Gary Trent for a three. That was unbelievable.
But
How ridiculously
but wait.
ridiculously.
There's more. There's more. I'm giving you the team stats. There's more. You botched that, right? You messed that up. Okay. So after you messed that up, how do you get to the foul line and miss 2 free throws? Wow.
In clutch moments.
But wait,
Back to
there's
back.
more. You're still in the game. There's more. You're still in the game. So you go through a series, and now you call a timeout. You got to inbound the ball. You get the ball thrown to you, and it bounces off your open hands with nothing on them, no deflection, nothing. So it bounces off. You give it to the other team. But wait, there's still more. You still could possibly win this game. You go on the last play with 5 seconds left, mind you. And not only do you foul Dame Lillard, you foul Dame Lillard at the 3-point line. You foul him at the 3-point line. How? And why? It makes no sense, bro. It makes no sense. And on top of all of that, you got the refs assisting. So the stat of the night for me would be all the foul calls or whatever that number is in the last 3 minutes, Big Q. That's the stat that jump out to me.
This was just utterly just, and I've said it before, and I agree with the family members. I agree with the flock. This was low IQ basketball in the last 4 minutes or so, 5 minutes or so of the game. Very low IQ basketball of the worst order. When you're told this was total domination up to that point, when the Pelicans often just fell off the shelf, man. I mean, they totally lost their grasp of reality on this win. And the truth, if you look at the statistics, I like looking at the statistics, because after watching the game, I was so upset. I seen that poor defense and play calling was suspect in the matchup. But what was really even more telling was the fact when you open up the statistical box and start looking at stuff, that you could see that really one player killed your ass up in this game, and it was Damian Lillard. Nobody else had a big outing. Now, you might have Gary Trent off the bench who put in 32 points because C.J. McCullough returned, and he was really off in this game, and C.J. didn't do nothing but drop 10 on you. But, man, Damian Lillard knocked the Pelicans off of 50 points to basically take this win away from this. This is just, like, ridiculous. How do you not at least do something to double him or do it was just absolutely amazing what I seen from Dame Lillard. It was just
The whole goddamn team on him at that.
right. I mean, listen, it was just let's go over the statistics, and I'll show the family members. I got them up on screen already with Dame Lillard. 50 points in the matchup. He had a double-double in the matchup, almost a triple-double if he had 4 more rebounds. 50 points, 10 assists in the matchup with 6 rebounds for Dame Lillard. He was 18 of 18 from the free throw line. See, he's a star that knows how to hit his free throws, because we understand that that's a crippling part of games that are close, that if you don't hit your free throws, this team was 31 of 31 tonight from the charity stripe. 6 of 13. He had 6 3-pointers tonight from downtown. It was 13 of 20 from the field in 41 minutes of action. He played 41 minutes of action and scored 50 points. And the other guy that did something was Gary Trent off the bench, 32 minutes. He had 22 points, 6 of 10 from the field, and hit 3 3-pointers, 3 of 7, and he was 7 of 7 from the charity stripe. So, I mean, 2 players really just cut the Pelicans open and feasted on their innards. And you look at what Zion did in the game. He had 28 points in 33 minutes, 11 of 17 from the field. He hit all his charity stripe shots. He had 8 assists in the matchup as well and 5 rebounds. B.I. led the way, 30 points in the matchup in 36 minutes. He was 10 of 22 from the field, 3 of 9, a disgusting, awful 3 of 9 from downtown. Didn't stop him from shooting them, though. And then he hit 7 for 10, which wasn't that bad. But the crucial shots is what the stars are supposed to do. It's no way that is not. If you fashion your game after Kobe Bryant,
you have to understand that you are not in that. You cannot do that. If it comes down to hitting the free throws at the charity stripe and you get that, you cannot march your long ass away from that free throw line 0 for 2. You cannot do that. And you consider yourself a star making $158 million here. That is not how it's supposed to go. If you the star, you're supposed to step up and rise to the occasion and make that happen. You hit those free throws, the Pelicans win this game. They win it. But it's ridiculous. Nobody else really had a big outing in the starting lineup. Eric Bledsoe in 27 minutes had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. In the game, he had 5 personal fouls he finished with. He was 3 from 9 from the field, 2 of 3 from downtown, 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. And then, of course, you look at Lonzo. Lonzo wasn't all that tonight. 11 points, but he had 17 assists tonight, which was fantastic. And, of course, he finished in 35 minutes. He was 4 of 8 from the field. Didn't take too much, but he was 3 of 7 from downtown. I wish he'd have took a few more shots. Take some of Eric Bledsoe's shots, why don't you? He ain't doing nothing with it. And Steven Adams, 25 minutes, was 2 of 8, 2 of 4 from the field. In 25 minutes, he finished with 4 points and 5 rebounds in the matchup. Not much going on with him. But some of the young guys off the bench in the NAW had 20 points tonight in 25 minutes of action. He was 7 of 13, 6 of 9 from downtown. He finished with 20 points, 5 rebounds, and of course he had 3 turnovers, including one of which that was crucial toward the back end of the game when he fumbled the damn ball off. Just he can't do that. 16 points from Josh Hart in a stern effort, 28 minutes. I've seen a couple of times Josh went to the paint, they knocked the piss out of him. Referees didn't make the call, but nothing else changes. 16 points.
A lot of that going on.
Right, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 7 of 13 from the field, 2 of 5 from downtown. From Josh Hart. And, of course, Jackson Hayes plays. He had 4 points, 3 rebounds in 19 minutes of action. KLJ, not nothing going on in 9 minutes. Willie Hernan Gomez, 2 minutes, not much going on there. Pelicans losing a close one. And like I said, they allowed 43 points in the fourth quarter. And, of course, they allowed Lillard to go for 50 points in this game and ultimately steal the game from right up under the Pelicans. The Pelicans had it all the way until the last bit. That's the thing that's so upsetting to a lot of the Flock people. The Flock family is because of that narrative, is that the Pelicans had this game in their hands and ultimately could not. They went back to low IQ basketball, step back 3-pointers, dumbass, unintelligible shots at the worst time, as opposed to forcing your way to the basket. You know your shot ain't falling. Attack the basket. Just a lot of bad plays, bad stuff in the last 4 leads to a collapse. Nothing left to be said that the Pelicans got to get up off their ass and beat this team in a day from now to get some revenge. So, DC, let's segue out of that. Well, let me give you an opportunity to respond on the statistics if you want to, score-wise.
It ain't necessary, man. But I guess I'll go over it since you said. I ain't even feeling it tonight, bro. After seeing this, because you just felt like you knew this was a win. Like you just knew this was a win. Like, oh, they got this. But the one person or one guy I can see that I was impressed with, and we definitely didn't lose because of him, was Zion. I thought Zion was fantastic. He got 8 assists tonight. That was crazy. You know, he's definitely coming into his own, man. When he makes his mind up to do things, he's unstoppable. I wish we would have kind of kept riding him down the stretch. I mean, he hit that crucial layup for us before we went back to BI. And the possession before that, BI had a horrible shot. And then we went to Zion. I wish we would have kind of rolled Zion more down the stretch. I'm really looking forward to him becoming more of that clutch guy or the closer. As long as he can consistently hit his free throws, which is something he's going to have to work on. Did good tonight. But 28 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Still, you know, I almost had a couple of blocks. Barely missed them. But I just thought I didn't see anything he did wrong, man. His defense is improving. On the offensive end, he's dominating as usual. It's just sometimes he get a little bit of butterfingers getting that ball. And well, you know, they got a lot of people around him too, trying to prevent him from getting it. And when they double him, got to figure out a way to keep those doubles off him. I think they've been doing a good job with that for the most part. but certain possessions it looks a little crazy. And when they run that zone, Zion gonna have to figure out how he gonna operate when they start doing that zone because they kind of made him stagnant and non-existent for a little while when they ran that zone, and we had to kind of give him a breather and reset. But up until the end of the game, my man Bi was having an excellent game. Up until the end of the game, he wasn't really getting it from the 3-point line, but other than that, he was doing a lot of things right, man, and he was basically able to just score tonight. He didn't have to worry about facilitating too much. With Zion doing what he was doing, and Lonzo Ball with 17 assists. He was out there throwing dimes everywhere. Um, he was pretty impressive, man, and I was seeing glimpses of what this could be with him, Zion, and Lonzo. Lonzo, I think, would have had a lot better game if we wouldn't have been up by so much because he set out for long stretches when I think he probably could have been in with Bi and Zion, probably got some more stats up, but he was really I guess in passive aggressive mode. He's real aggressive with passing the ball. So he he didn't really score much, and he wasn't really looking to score, which was the thing. And ultimately, if the game went the way it was, it wouldn't have cost us a game. And a lot of the big lead that we got was because of his facilitation and him setting guys up. He was doing that all night, man. I thought on the offensive end, as far as doing that, he was phenomenal. But on the defensive end, when we put him on Dame Lillard, he was just a body out there like everybody else. He didn't let CJ McCullough get off, but obviously CJ is a little rusty. He ain't playing like 25 games, so he wasn't gonna shoot your eyes out. So I mean, the 17 assists is a career high for Lonzo. That was impressive, and I thought he was okay with the other aspects of his game. Nothing that ain't gonna blow you away. And Eric Bledsoe, man, what can I say? Talk about build you up to let you down. I actually thought he was playing all right this game, man, till that last minute and a half or so. He just started doing all type of dumb shit. I don't know what goes through his head, man, but he was he was looking pretty good this game though. I thought he's the last couple of games he's been under control, not really looking to score a lot, taking shots basically when he has to. I mean, you say you should have gave more Lonzo shots to him. He only took 9, so can't beat him up about that too bad. I just would have liked to take away a couple of his four-quarter shots and his ability to foul. If he wouldn't have had the ability to foul, we might not be so mad right now. Ain't no telling Dame might have missed that damn shot, man. But we'll never know. And other two, I thought Josh Hart he he definitely kind of set the tone for some of these bonehead plays. He was taking some crazy 3-point shots early in the game, but he kind of got under control and figured it out. Thought he had a pretty decent game. We needed his rebounding tonight because I don't know what the hell happened to Steven Adams. He just was kind of off in a funk or whatever tonight. I don't know what's going on with him. But Josh Hart stepped up, does what he does. It's a good scoring game for him, along with a lot of his hustle. But as usual, with Dame, man, he ain't really help at all. I know Josh Hart is supposed to be a guy that's going to deliver some defense. He ain't provide much of that tonight on Dame. There was pretty much no answer for him, man. Everybody we threw at him got demolished. So can't beat him up too bad because everybody else gave it up too. But I thought this was a little bit of a reincarnation or a re-coming out party for NAW though. Dude had 6 threes, man. That's great. It's good and it could be bad too because he get a little 3-point happy, so he didn't hit 6. So I hope next time he come off the bench, he don't think he's just gonna come in the game and hit a damn 3-pointer because he had that bad for a while. Just started getting that under control, but they was leaving him open, man. Kept knocking him down. Other than that play at the end of the game, man, he almost had I wouldn't say a flawless game because he had some turnovers and there's a lot of situations where I thought he could have set his teammates up and probably facilitated a little better. but 20 points off the bench ain't nothing to sneeze at, man. And that's definitely a positive that we could take away from this game with very few other positives. But I know we got to go ahead and talk and move on and talk about playing the same goddamn team that then pissed us off tonight. We get to do it all over again in the same place. So go ahead and go over all these wonderful statistics and set us up, Q, to
Well,
talk about the goddamn sports coats.
the reality at the end of the day is, yes, we're gonna have to match up with this team again. That's absolutely true. We will see them again in a day from now, and we'll have the opportunity to do it all over again. And CJ McCullough is back, which is he's a very talented player in his own right. He was rusty tonight. You can see that he wasn't exactly in the flow of the game. So, it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens with the Pelicans coming next, man, because it's just so difficult. They had everything, and it's just the low IQ. I don't know how you prepare for low IQ basketball. It pops up like you would think that they were flowing with the high IQ mode, and then they just go dumb. I don't know how you protect against that. Stan Van Gundy got to know when he needs to intervene.
I
That's
know
what it
how.
pretty much how it is. Stan Van Gundy he needs to know when they're intercede in the areas of the game to make sure they keep the lead. Because definitely, if he's getting in there and he's seeing the ball not rotating, he got to pull guys' jersey and fuss at him, cuss at him, do whatever you got to do to
Call
get them to
plays.
understand. Right, get them
Gotta call
take
plays,
control,
man. We might
take
have to do some old school stuff.
take possession of that time frame to secure that it goes like it's supposed to, because they obviously are struggling in that aspect. So we go into the statistics of it. The 18th of March will be the next matchup against the Trailblazers again. This will be another late game. It'll be 9 o'clock Central Time once again. So another late Pelican post game report coming up on Thursday. So Zion Williamson is the
They don't try to appease us at all.
Why should you? You're losing your ass off. Zion Williamson, 25 and a half points per contest on 62% from the field, 69 from the free throw line. Steven Adams is the top rebounder with 9 over 9. Lonzo, 5 assists per game. He had 17 tonight, which was pretty stellar in the loss. Too bad it was in a losing effort. Dame Lillard hit the Pelicans up for 50, averaging almost 30 points a game. Cantor is their top rebounder there, 12 a game. Lillard is the top assist man. He had 8, averaging 8 over the season, had 10 tonight. Of course, the Pelicans not reporting any injuries. Yurkic and Giles are both out for the Trailblazers. Pelicans coming into this thing averaging 116 per contest, giving up 115.5, 48.6 on the field percentage. Rebounds almost 47 a game, almost 26 on the assists, 4.1 on the block, 7.2 on the steals. Of course, they're 4-6 the last 10. Portland averaging 115, flat 115.4, giving up 44.6 field goal percentage, almost 44 rebounds per contest, 20.3 assists, 5 flat on the block, 7.1 on the steals. 5-5 the last 10 contests, so they're making it count. And of course, going into the matchup, as you can go into and see that right now, you look at the matchup, and of course, Thursday's matchup means the end of the season series where the Trailblazers beat the Pelicans. The first game, 126-124. They beat them 125-124, and hopefully we can turn this around next week and at least get a win so it don't be a total sweep. And then you look at the Southwest standings, the Pelicans are still floating at the 4th position. They're pinned right there as the 4th slot because you can't drop any lower than the Houston Rockets. They have on the current 17 game losing streak. So the Pelicans are right there perched on top of them, 17-23, 4th in the Southwest. And of course, you look at the Northwest where the Trailblazers are. You see them 6 games back behind Utah. Denver and them are tied 2nd place at 23-16. So good records by the Trailblazers. They're starting to gain and get some of their really good talented players back, like CJ McCullough, who comes back and really helps out because it slides Gary Trent to the bench where he's even more effective. And of course, you have slam dunk champion Anthony Simmons, who's there as well. They got a good young nucleus, comes off their bench. Carmelo Anthony plays a big part. Robert Covington had a pretty decent game defensive wise to help kind of toward the end help out. So with that being said, if you look at the depth chart there with Lillard and McCullough, that is an excellent backcourt We have to do everything that we can to not be so turnover prone and play higher IQ basketball. Really finishing off the game. That's my my add to it. Hopefully this piss off the Pelicans where they do something. And of course there were methods and moments through the season where you would say, man, this team got it. They got the big win. We finally got it. And then they'll just collapse. It's maddening because I've never seen something quite like it, like a team just dominating, and then they just absolutely fall out quick. I mean, it's like they dominated, then the floor just collapsed instantaneously, and they just go down, walk off the field like nothing affects them. You don't see anybody pissed off. You don't see, and I'm like, where's the heart? Where is the pissed offness? Where is, you know what I'm saying? Where is that dog? It's too many melancholy mindsets on this team. There need to be somebody pissed off in that locker room, throwing chairs around, fussing and cussing, and it can't be the coach. It has to be a player that has to be upset to the point where it shocks the team out of this malaise. It has to be. It can't be Stan Van Gundy swearing and cussing. It has to be one of the players. B.I. is too goddamn cool for school. He melancholy, got that T-Mac type of vibe to him. We need somebody that's gonna spark the team, and maybe that's Josh Hart. I don't know, but it's just so frustrating to see that they dominated the Trailblazers tonight, and then just literally turned into a dumbass team at the last 5 minutes and gave them the game. I mean, they systematically broke down and literally played along with the referees, as the referees systematically called bad call after bad call, and the Pelicans just gave up really easy turnovers that you're not supposed to do, missing charity stripe shots that you're not supposed. I mean, they just played right along with the collapse. You cannot do that. You have to be able to put your feet in the sand and fight every second of the game. And unless we were able to do that in the next matchup, it's going to be the same. And remember, you get no quarter. You get Portland again on Thursday and then Denver later on. So you're going to have to put on your big boy pants or whatever, and you're going to have to turn and fight your ass off for these wins here and stop being so damn pathetic in the last few contests toward the back end. We're close. We're so close. That's why the flock is frustrated, because we're so close. And then they just walk off smiling. Come on, where the dogs at on this team? Where are the dogs? If we had a Kobe Bryant, Kobe would have pissed off somebody. If you had a Michael Jordan, he probably would have punched the piss out of somebody. If you go watch some of them old footage and Jordan used to punch the shit out of his people that didn't get the scheme. I mean, seriously, he used to abuse them. But I mean, I ain't asking him to beat nobody ass, but we need somebody in here to have some dog about them, man. This team too goddamn laid back. We need some dogs here. Wake up. DC, comment on that before we break up out of here, man.
Yeah, you definitely right, man. I told you we missing a crazy guy, man. We need somebody on this team that's a little bit on edge. Everybody we got is pretty too cool. I think Zion he might have that in him, but he's still too young. He's trying to find his way and fit in. So, he hasn't grown to be able to get people to fit into him, or he's dictating stuff yet. We may have it with him, but until he blooms, man, we definitely need somebody like that. They're going to have to pull some type of move at the trade deadline, to be honest, man. I think we can keep our core. I don't think we should trade Lonzo. I think we keep Lonzo, B.I., Zion. But some of those pieces around him, we might want to start thinking about trying to pull something off. I'm hearing whispers of us interested in Miles Turner and Aaron Gordon from Orlando. Miles Turner, man. I don't think the Pacers are going to trade him, but it's just a little bull out there, man. They got all those stories and rumors, but Larry Nance, the whole thing with that. There's some options potentially. We need to get JJ Redick out of here, and hopefully we can get something back for him. But man, I mean, if we continue to go down this path, we might as well just throw the season away, though, because I mean, it makes no sense to try to compete to just lose position for your lottery picks if you're gonna go ahead and just flip out like this. But I don't think I don't think the Pelicans continuously will do stuff like this. But I do have to keep in mind that they are young. It's no excuse, but there's a lot of boneheaded mistakes and uh, very frustrating moments, with young teams, and especially with these clutch moments of the game. But you get the Blazers again on Thursday, so you know what they're bringing, man. And this was almost it turned into it's crazy, like identical of the last time we played the Blazers. It went completely the opposite way, but in the fourth quarter, it looked just like the last time we played the Blazers, where they beat us down the stretch after we looked to, be pretty much leaving our imprint on the game and about to walk out there with a victory. You go down the stretch, same thing happens, man. So, and then we got to turn around, play them again, same time, same everything. And one thing I can say about the Pelicans, they seem too cool for school and all of this. I do think they get mad, obviously, with stuff like this. I mean, the Minnesota game, you see what they came out and did the next game. They didn't like that. And the worse the loss to me, honestly, for the Pelicans, I think the better it is moving forward, because a lot of times they will take that and try and come out and fight harder the next game. But in this situation, I don't think it was a lack of fighting hard. They had intensity out there. They had energy. I seen them giving effort on the defensive end. They couldn't execute defensively against Dame. Obviously, he dropped 50. Those high screening rolls, the screening rolls, there's no answer for that. And I don't know why Steven Adams sags off so far to the back only to realize that he got to play him up, and then he over pursues up. It's just a lot of work that needs to be done with that. But outside of that, there's other things defensively that I see them doing well. They had 38 assists tonight. We're mad. I didn't really want to go over the statistics, but the Pelicans did a lot of things right, for the most part of this game. I mean, Lonzo Ball has 17 assists, for crying out loud. He had a career high in assists. And on top of that, he had a career high in assists. And then Zion turned around and had a career high in assists. You know what I'm saying? You got stuff like that going on, man. There ain't no way in hell you should lose this game.
No.
Portland is not a juggernaut right now. Honestly, when they get Yusuf Nurkic back and some of the other guys,
McCullough get back in his
McCullough's
groove.
back,
Watch out.
and then you got Nick Collison come back.
Rodney,
you know what I'm saying?
what's his name?
They're
Rodney
a dangerous
Hood.
team.
Yeah, they are. Mm-hmm.
Rodney Hood was back tonight.
Yeah, I didn't see him. He didn't play that
Giles
much.
back. Harry Giles,
Yeah.
I think, is a
Yeah.
decent guy
Yeah.
defensively, and he does some other things.
Right.
They got some guys.
They got some
but,
players there, man.
Right, but they're basically handicapped right now, with injuries, and they're not living up to their full potential. It's basically Dame just bailing them out a lot of times.
Dame 50 points bailed them out tonight.
We can't let Dame bail them out again on Thursday. I mean, Dame is a great player, but there's no excuse. I mean, it's almost to the point where, you got two strategies where you go with great players. Sometimes a guy like Popovich beat LeBron by allowing Bron to just go crazy when he played the Spurs the first time and completely denied his teammates anything. You know what I'm saying? He did that for a game, and then he completely flipped the switch on the next game.
Yep. The
next game, he didn't allow LeBron to get nothing and left all his teammates open. So, we going to have to pick our poison with Dame. Obviously, we can't let him go crazy because him getting 50 winds up in a win. And honestly, he could have had 46 and we could have still won this game, but him getting 50 wound up in a win. So whatever strategy we got for that, we need to try different, man. I mean, maybe we need to triple team him. I don't know what to do at this point. Just put a guy on every side till he pass the ball and figure it out from there. and keep one guy with him. So if the ball try to come back, make sure that don't happen.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it's gonna. You sound like Stan Van. Well, I don't know what to do here, like you. I mean, listen.
hey, well, I know what the problem is. They put us in a high screening role,
You sound like him
and
too,
our
right there.
bigs,
Now, after you say I know what the problem is, I'm expecting you to say,
our bigs are too slow. The
even
answer
Jackson.
isn't on the roster.
Even
That's the
Jackson's
problem,
too
Big Q.
slow.
The answer is not on. Jackson is a lot better than Steven Adams and Herman Gomez, but we need what we've been saying. We need a stretch for, that Swiss Army knife forward. We need that. We need a guy about anywhere between 6'8", 6'10", 7 feet or something that could shoot the three and play defense. That's it. You know what I'm saying? If you had a guy like that,
I hope we
then
get him.
you can run a smaller lineup. Zion obviously can't do that at center. He's not that advanced yet in his development to be able to be that guy. And the centers, our big men just ain't that athletic, except for Jackson Hayes. But tonight, even Jackson Hayes couldn't cover up the mistakes. We've been getting away with that lately. But I mean, last week you had the Clippers. Last time Kawhi ain't no super athlete like that. You know what I'm saying? He's strong, but he ain't no guy I think of that's like super fast. You know what I'm saying? Paul George ain't super fast. I mean, he's athletic, but Dame Lillard and CJ McCullough, that's a different animal when you putting that in that pick and roll, man, and them guys shooting from 30 feet out. Both of them really can shoot from 30 feet out. So you gotta come up with something else, man, because what we're trying to do tonight, it ain't work, and we got to go back to the drawing board. I think it was better when Jackson Hayes was out there. I don't know why we didn't go back to him down the stretch. Maybe Stan Van Gundy didn't trust him, and he wasn't having a great game today either. But defensively, at least in that pick and roll, he seemed to be capable of doing that. But it ain't like today we was doing that with him, and he was just shutting it down. Dame was scoring on his ass too. So it's a lot more than just that. But we do lack athleticism and that stretch four. I think that's a big thing, especially at the end of a game when you gotta go with a lineup with like free throw shooters and stuff, and you still want to have defense out there and all of that. That's where a guy like that comes in handy too. A lot of people don't think about that or talk about that, but it's a necessary position now in the way that the league is, and we got to find that, in my opinion, at the deadline, or find a damn center that can shoot 3-pointers and trade one of the centers we got already, Herman Gomez or somebody like that, in a pick or something. I don't know what we're going to wind up doing, but I know that's what we need to do.
Well, I know DJ's saying in the chat, big ups to DJ. He's saying we have that in Will Magny. But the thing about Will Magny and some of these G League players like Wenyen Gabriel, you're not going to see those guys play because Stan Van Gundy is the reason why those guys won't see no action. He's not going to play those guys. He talking about he likes all of the guys and all this, and he was saying at first that Wenyen Gabriel doesn't play because he doesn't know the offense. Well, when that was over a month and a half ago. He said that. You mean to tell me the guy doesn't know anything by now? I mean, he'll never know nothing if you don't play him. He's a hustle player.
No, he know how to smile and give high fives. That's all I see.
It's just a lot of this is because of Van Gundy not knowing his team fully, because he keeps I don't know, I don't have enough time. I am so tired of that. I do not want to hear that you don't know or that you don't have enough time. When they got coaches in this league that have winning records. The New York Knicks have been awful for years and they have a winning record. How do you explain that? So I mean,
I don't know.
People, there are people that, well, I know people know what they're doing. That's the thing. Regardless of, stop making excuses about not having enough time and compress your game plan. How many times we got to keep saying that if you don't have enough time to do something that you're trying to do in the day, you know what you're supposed to do? You make time, meaning that you compress your game plan so you can match the time parameter so you can stop saying that you don't have enough time. Compress your game plan. Compress it. Compress it offensively, defensively, to where it fits the time parameters. If you can't do that, get your ass off this team and we'll find somebody that can compress the game plan to the time constraints. Everybody has the same time constraints. If if it's too much for you to handle, tell them and say, listen, bro, I can't do this. And we'll find somebody else. No hard feelings. You tried. But the reality is, if you can't get that, then, man, I don't know what to tell you. A lot of the players on the team have the talents that we're looking for. A lot of these guys that are bigs that can shoot threes, a lot of them are hustle players that can help you develop the bench. We still have not put the bench together the way we need to put the bench together. We haven't. We still are staggering to a point we playing 5 starters and 4 bench players. We are deep enough to have a 5-for-5 rotation. I just don't get why Van Gundy refuses to go and find these. But these players are on the team for a reason. You're gonna have to see what they can make, what they can do. And if you see a guy like Eric Bledsoe constantly struggling, KLJ, and these guys they deserve more minutes because Bledsoe's not doing anything. He plays defense that's decent at times, but his confidence, to a degree, you can watch his game plan. You can see that his confidence, man, look all up in his face and see his confidence be waning from time to time. Reporters are tearing him up because you can't dispute the fact that your statistics are in the toilet. I mean, your play is hurting the team to a great degree, but yet they keep rolling this dude out here in the starting lineup. That's Stan Van Gundy not understanding what he needs. And then, of course, we can talk about Trajan Langdon and the fact that he's still missing to find out what's going on with this team.
That ain't Stan Van Gundy doing that, Big Q.
Who is it, DC?
It's many. It's 17 million of them. That's who's doing that.
The 17
I'll
what?
let you figure it out. 17 million of them doing that.
Oh, I got you. I understand. I got you. I figured out. All right. So with that being said, listen, man, I'm going to check out on that. Listen, I appreciate all of y'all for being in the chat. I'm going to give all the flock a big love and some support. I appreciate y'all guys staying up late as we vent over this loss. I'm sorry. This is a big thing, but all the family members and I appreciate y'all chiming in, everybody, man. Much love to y'all. Appreciate y'all being up late. We shall return in what is it, Thursday, for another helping. Hopefully this time around the Pelicans could actually win the contest that the team gave it to them, and they said, we don't want it, y'all can have it. You know, we can't, hopefully that we can fix this and do it right, man, because this is utterly ridiculous to watch them dominate and then fall through the floor just like that. Like they just turn dumb as a son bitch at the end of the game. You know, you're a master at the spelling bee, but then you get at the end and you don't even know how to read after that point. I mean, it just numbs my brain. How just brain neutral it's like a switch. They just, okay, it's time to be dumb now, and just everything just goes blank. I mean, it's just really just insane to watch this dysfunction, and it's just a rapid implosion that's so ugly. You sitting there looking at it horrified. It's like watching a train derailment, tearing up shit. You sitting there froze watching, and it didn't run off the rails. It's just insane watching as many games as we do for as long as we've done it. And I'm telling you, I've never seen nothing quite like it. A team so talented, but at the same time so untalented at times. I'm sorry. With that being said, I'm gonna tip out on that. I thank y'all for being here late on the show. DC, and important shots to the family members before we leave. You want to do the traditional outing?
I'm gonna let you handle the outing.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Man. You got it.
I don't want to go over the outing. I don't want to do it. I know.
Well, go flock yourself.
I don't want to do it. Yeah. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, you need to get Mickey ass over here. Maybe
Mickey Loomis do something about this. Mickey, anything you can do?
Start renegotiating contracts. Get the boy to play right.
Yeah, don't put that shit on me. That's on Trajan Langdon. He's the general manager. And Mickey said, "Don't put that shit on him." You heard Mickey. Man, what can I
Yeah,
say?
bro.
DC, go ahead and do the closing shot for me, bro. I
Man.
mean, come on, bro. Please.
Man, I'm trying to figure out how we could beat Cavaliers and Jazzers and Pistons and Celtics and all that, but we can't beat a goddamn sports coat, man. I ain't never knew a sports coat could be so dangerous,
Oh
bro.
my goodness.
But anyway, bruh, go ahead and drop your tagline. This ain't no use.
Most certainly, DC.
Get this shit popping.
What to say? Most certainly, the Pelicans are not. What's up, man? I threw you the alley again. What's the deal? The Pelicans don't have this shit.
Popping.
Anyway, we gonna dirk out on that family. Listen, I want to give a shout out to my dog Till and his family. I'm telling the family members to go out and get his seasonings. The Till family, man, they got a special line of cooking seasonings, man. I want the family members to go and get their cooking seasonings with the Weedat's wings. This is the two favorite ones that I have. I got the Parmesan too. It's 3 flavors. It's the Creole season, and then there's the sweet heat. So check them out in your local grocery stores. If they're not at your grocery stores, you can go to Weedat's. Let's see, the website is actually you can. Let me see here. Yeah, yep. You can go to their website, which is I just had. Here we go. Weedat's Corp. So that's WEDATSCORP.com. And you can order them off the website if they're not at the stores, or there's a 1-800 number you can call and find out information of where you can get it from. And that 1-800 number is 844-4WEDATS or the 844-4WEDATS to get the seasonings in your area. Very good. I cooked with them. Very good season. I'm really impressed. And to the Till, my dog Till and his family doing big stuff. Support them. When you come to the New Orleans areas, eat at their restaurants, Weedat's. I think they got one up north in Monroe too, Louisiana. So for my Monroe people, feel free to get Weedat's the seasonings. I support the brother because Till and his family support the sports coma, man. You got to show love. So feel free to go to Weedat's food or order it from WeDatsCorp.com if you don't have it around you. Call that 1-800 number 844-WEDATS and order it directly. So with that being said, we're going to dirk out on that. And it's kind of difficult for me to say tonight. But if they talk about your Pelicans, you tell their ass in a New York accent to get the flock out of here and go flock yourself. With that being said, DC, great show as well, my man. Appreciate you, but we must certainly get this
Popping.
Why you sound so depressed? You can't say it depressed, man. You gotta have some get up in you, man. You can't be saying get it popping. That ain't no way.
Gotta get this popping.
All right, family. Appreciate y'all.
That's how it sounds when you're crying after a Pelicans.
Nah, bro. You got to be optimistic, bro. We done vented. It's time to get the next one on. All right, pal. Thank y'all for being here. I'm going to holler at y'all later. DC, I'm going to holler at you. Go Pels. Peace.
All right,
we
brother.
out. Peace.
All right, family. Peace.